There are some everyday things we do without realizing that they could be harming our vision. In this video, we talk about the top 5 things that threaten your eye health. Caffeine found in coffee, tea, energy drinks, and even chocolate is known worldwide for its invigorating effects. But what happens if we consume too much of it? Studies have shown that high caffeine consumption, particularly more than 500 mg per day, the equivalent of about 5 cups of coffee, can pose potential risks to your eye health. A study published in the prestigious Journal of Ophthalmology links high caffeine consumption to an increased risk of developing glaucoma, particularly in people with a family history of the disease. This research has found that people who consume large amounts of caffeine daily are up to 3 times more likely to develop this serious eye condition, which can cause permanent vision damage. Caffeine can increase intraocular pressure, which is particularly problematic for glaucoma patients. An acute increase in intraocular pressure can lead to worsening of the situation. According to a study in the British Journal of Ophthalmology, intraocular pressure can remain elevated for up to 90 minutes after caffeine intake. Additionally, excessive caffeine consumption can lead to dehydration. Use of electronic cigarettes. Smoking is an extremely harmful habit not only for the lungs but also for the eyes. Smoking significantly increases the risk of cataracts, macular degeneration, and other vascular diseases. The American Macular Degeneration Foundation reports that smokers are up to 4 times more likely to develop macular degeneration than non-smokers. Using e-cigarettes in particular poses a problem for your eye health. First of all, it is important to understand that liquids in e-cigarettes, known as e-liquids, contain chemicals like propyl glycol and glycerin that are released into the air when heated. Studies, including one in the Journal of Ophthalmic Research, have shown that the substances can cause irritation such as dryness, redness, and burning sensation when they come in contact with the eyes. In addition, there are long-term risks. Research published in the American Journal of Physiology suggests that nicotine delivered through e-cigarettes may increase the risk of developing diabetic retinopathy, a serious condition that can cause blindness in diabetics. This study shows that nicotine, regardless of its source, has deleterious effects on retinal vascular health. The vapor itself is also a source of concern. Many e-cigarette users report an unpleasant stinging sensations in their eyes during or after vaping. This may be due to direct exposure to the chemicals in the vapor, which can cause inflammatory reactions in the eye tissues. If you decide to use e-cigarettes, I strongly recommend taking steps to protect your eyes. Try not to blow steam directly into your face or eyes, and avoid vaping indoors where the steam can build up and reach your eyes more easily. Finally, I would like to emphasize that although e-cigarettes may be considered less harmful than traditional smoking, they still pose risks to your eye health. Screens. We live in an era where screens are a central part of our everyday lives, be it through smartphones, tablets, or computers. A study by the Vision Council found that nearly 60% of people who use digital devices for more than 2 hours a day experience symptoms of digital eye strain, including fatigue, dryness, and blurred vision. This condition is often referred to as computer vision syndrome. The blue light emitted by digital screens deserves special attention. Blue light, because of its high energy and short wavelengths, is known to penetrate deeper into the eyes and can be potentially harmful to the retina. Research published in the Journal of Biomedical Physics and Engineering indicate that excessive exposure to blue light can cause retinal damage, increasing the risk of macular degeneration. In addition, blue light can disrupt circadian rhythm because it affects melatonin production, a hormone that regulates our sleep-wake cycle. A study by researchers at the Harvard University has shown that exposure to blue light at night can reduce melatonin production by up to 22%, which not only affects sleep quality, but can also have long-term health effects. To protect our eyes, there are some practical measures which we can take. Apply the 20-20-20 rule. Every 20 minutes, take a 20-second break to look 20 feet away. This helps relax the eyes and reduces strain. Turn on blue light filters on digital devices or use blue light blocking glasses to reduce the amount of blue light you absorb. This is something which is a bit controversial because there is actually no study which is confirming this blue light filters. But overall, there are some colleagues which recommend it, so I took it up as one of the recommendations. And the last one, set up the screen ergonomically. Position your screen so that it is slightly below eye level and about an arm's length away. Use settings that adjust brightness and contrast to minimize your eye strain. Number 4, sunglasses. Sunglasses are crucial in protecting our eyes from the harmful effects of ultraviolet radiation. The World Health Organization reports that up to 20% of cataracts that cause blindness are due to excessive UV exposure. UV rays not only damage the skin but also the delicate tissue of our eyes. A specific risk from UV rays is the development of cataracts. A study in the Journal of American Academy of Ophthalmology shows that significant exposure to UVB rays can increase the risk of cataracts by up to 60%. This type of radiation can also cause photokeratitis, a painful sunburn of the eyes that can cause temporary vision problems. But it's not just about UV rays. Strong brightness and reflections, especially in summer or on snow and water, can cause glare that impairs visual clarity and is potentially dangerous, especially when driving. Sunglasses reduce this glare, thereby improving safety and comfort. When buying sunglasses, it is important to pay attention to UV protection. Choose models that offer 100% UVA and UVB protection, and if you are living in Europe, look for the CE mark, which confirms that they meet European safety standards. Larger or enclosing frames provide additional protection by preventing radiation from reaching the side of the eye. Eye rubbing. First of all, rubbing your eyes can transfer bacteria and viruses from our hands directly to the surface of your eyes. Studies have shown that this can increase the risk of developing eye infections such as conjunctivitis. According to research in the Journal of Ophthalmology, simple preventive measures such as hand washing can significantly reduce the risk of transmission. Another problem is the mechanical stress that rubbing puts on the eyes. This habit can significantly increase intraocular pressure. A study by the American Academy of Ophthalmology shows that rubbing the eyes can increase pressure within the eye by up to 10 times normal, which is particularly dangerous for people with glaucoma. In the long term, constant rubbing of the eyes can also lead to thinning and deformation of the cornea, a condition known as keratoconus. So, what are we talking about when we are talking about keratoconus? Basically, what you have when we are rubbing the eyes, we are basically rubbing on the corneal surface most of the time. So, if you imagine you rub all the time on the corneal surface, what happens to our collagen fibers is that they are put away from each other. Yeah, so we are rubbing and rubbing. And if they get away from each other, the cornea gets thinner and thinner and starts to have got a protrusion. So this will significantly increase your irregular astigmatism. And this will reduce your vision, of course. So what I can recommend you, try to avoid rubbing, especially to protect your cornea, so not to get keratoconus. In addition to direct damage to the eyes, rubbing can also have cosmetic consequences. The delicate skin around the eyes is particularly susceptible to damage from repetitive motion. Research has shown that constantly rubbing your eyes can accelerate skin aging in that area, which was documented in the study in the Journal of Dermatological Science. So what can you do to avoid this habit? If you feel the need to rub your eyes, try using a cool compress instead or using special eye drops that can help soothe and moisturize the eyes without applying additional pressure. What I also can recommend you is basically put some pressure in the middle part of this bone. So just press here, and this will also decrease the need to rub your eyes. So in summary, it is important to be aware that rubbing your eyes is not just a harmless tick, but can have serious consequences for your eye health. By avoiding this habit, you can reduce the risk of eye infections, structural damage, and premature skin aging. There are many more risks to our eye health, but here is a brief summary of the top 5. Increased caffeine consumption, use of electronic cigarettes, too much screen time, increased exposure to UV rays, and frequent eye rubbing. I hope that the video could help you. If you have any questions, please write them in the comments, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you. Kaffee? Ja, aber lass noch erstmal kurz nachdenken, bevor wir klatschen und dann anfangen. Kaffee?